All right, what is going on, guys? It's Raul. We're back. We're doing another practice round video at La Mirada. It's Throwvember. It's windy, it's gloomy out here, but we're getting the practice round done. We're at backside. It's a fun layout on both sides. I'm gonna try to get the front side layout done sometime this week, but we'll see if I get a chance to do it. But we're here at backside right now, starting off classic hole one down the hill. There is a big island. It's relatively generous. It kind of starts at that tree on the left side and goes about, I don't know, 40 feet or so right of those big trees down there. So you have a decent amount of room, big hyzer or mid up the middle. I personally like mid up the middle right now. I'm just throwing that shot better, but let's see. All right, hole one, we got the Crowned Eagle flippy MD3 here, throwing it at the left-hand side. It's pretty flippy, so it should turn off of it. I'm just feeling good with this play right now, so probably do this. That's low, but that's like as bad as I'll throw it. And I believe that should be in the island, and that's super low. We'll try it with the berry. This thing's not gonna flip, so I'm probably not gonna get the same line, but try to just control that height a little bit better here. There we go. And there we go. The mid play is just straight, direct, not messing with the OB long, which I can find with the backhand hyzer, so I'm just gonna stick with that. The MD3 was short, so we're just gonna get some putting practice from the berry. But I feel like we should be able to put it within circle 2 here. And it's just not as nervy as a shot for me, so I like it. Oh yeah, first putt of the day. There we go. Hole 2 is a classic. It's just normal hole 2 in the short position. I think it's like around 290, but plays probably 230 because it's uphill, or 330 because it plays uphill the whole time. I'll usually go forehand FD3 and crank it over, but I've been liking this max lately. It goes a little bit further with a little bit less power, so I can smooth it. And we have not as low of a ceiling, so I don't need that overstability to crank over on it. So I'm just trying to put it kind of off to that right side, kind of match the angle of the hill here and get a putt. Yeah, see, it just has that push, so I don't have to hit it on as extreme of an angle, and it just gets there faster, so I'm not even gonna throw another one. So yeah, didn't really put too much flex on it, just a little angle out of the hand, but didn't have to throw as hard as I normally do. And it got pin high when usually I feel like I come up a little short. So definitely liking the max here. These things are like slippery right now. There we go, gotta pop it. Pop that thing. Hole 3 here, it's a par 4 island hole. So this hole, or this tree right here, is a Mando left. So you have to either throw a turnover, roller, or sidearm. And then there's a little island green across the gutter that's filled with sand. So I'm just gonna throw a little sidearm out there. Something stable so it gets off that tree on the left. Yep, there we go. It's a little pop-up hyzer. Ride down the hill. Should have like 200 or less in. All right, so my disc came right here. Just as I said, should have this is a really short upshot in. It's like just in between jump putt and little shot. I think in a tournament, I'm going with the little chip shot, but I'm gonna see if I have this jump putt in a second after I throw this shot first. Oh, that's horrible. But my idea here is to throw it more left and miss left. That should be on the sand every single time, but if I miss left and go up on the concrete like that, then I have a tap and putt. If I miss right or short, I have a sketchy putt at the short side of the green. So let's see if I have this jump putt though, because it's kind of just in that range. Yeah, see, that's just short. I don't like it. Even if I could get one on there, it's not worth. Practice again just with the recluse. There we go. Oh, that, but you know, whatever. My other disc is right there, which is parked, so I'll practice a putt from the sketchy side of the green. This is just not a good spot because you're like 25 feet. Plays technically a little bit uphill or just kind of raised, but if you airball, you're for sure getting a double. Just gotta lock in on that putt, commit and make it. All right, hole 4. This is another staple. Used to be one of the most nervy tournament holes in all of Southern California, in my opinion, just because it's a super techie, or not techie, but you have to throw a good tee shot with OB all along the right. If you pull it, then you're going to a drop zone, which is almost a guaranteed bogey, if not double. I've seen a lot of big numbers on this hole, but they clipped this low-hanging branch, so now I can just send the sidearm off to the left, which makes this a dream hole for me because I could just throw sidearm when this used to be the scariest hole in the world because my miss is the grip lock. So now I just send a sidearm down there. If I miss right, then it's just gonna be by those trees. If I hit it good, then it's perfect out there. Like, that is absolutely perfect. And it's just an easy sidearm. Let's go. All right, so this right here is what you call A1 position. You could get up there, but that kind of takes like a big backhand line. But this is more than I could ask for. 270. It's either a full recluse or just a smooth Firebird or FD3. I tend to lean to the side of Firebird and FD3 just because the one thing you can't do is come up short. So I don't even want to throw recluse and get that in my mind right now. Let's throw overstable Firebird over the left side. Play it kind of long and right, if anything. It's definitely going to be right. And yeah, it's parked. So that got there pretty fast, and that was my overstable guy. So, you know what? That's good. 270 overstable. If it's further, we'll go less stable. If it's closer, then maybe we'll go recluse, but I like that shot. All right, so FD3, nice and firm. Skipped up here. It might have hit that little gutter, but even if it didn't, it would have trickled up. But skipped up here, got a good little short putt here. Let's just practice from kind of back here because the miss is long and right. And I want to get these reps in. Oh, no. There we go. So this hole, for my skill set, feels like a little bit of a sucker hole. It's 370 feet straight with a really tight right side OB and OB left this year. So, you know, without that OB, it's not bad because it's just gutter OB. You throw it up there. If you miss right, it's fine. Now, if you pull it right at all outside of that tree or just go a little bit too straight, you're OB. And I don't know, to me, it doesn't really feel like a hole that I'm super confident in putting in circle 1 or circle 2 every time. So I'm gonna get a couple practice driver shots, but there's a very good likelihood that I'm gonna probably just throw a freaking mid here and take my par. Because like that's good, but that straight push, I got a good skip back, but if that pushed straight a little bit more, it could have gone OB. And that's fine too, but I don't know, even though I threw good shots, the potential to bogey in a tournament seems pretty high, and I just don't want to bogey this hole, so we'll see how I'm feeling, but I might just do that. Send a mid. That just feels easy And look at that, I might even have a long putt, but it's an easy 3. So we'll see how I'm feeling, see how the backhand's feeling that day. If it's feeling a little off, I'll throw the mid. If it's feeling good, then I'll throw a driver. All right, so I threw a decent destroyer shot, still came up like 30 short, but like if that just flipped a little bit more, it'd be out there. And I think it's OB. I also don't know the lines. If the line's wider than I think, then I'll probably throw a driver, but if it's tight, like it seems like it's gonna be, then I might just take my par here. Even though, yeah, a birdie's good, and people definitely will birdie, but I bet I'll see dumb bogeys being taken from kicks right, or just discs going a little straight, or skips left. It's kind of just a lot of tight OB on what's normally a simple hole. All right, hole 5, classic Lamy hole, another classic Lamy hole. Literally just a straight tunnel shot. I think it's like 270. I throw a stable MD3 here on hyzer and just try to get a skip up there. Simple as that. That's perfect. Yep, skip up there, that's parked. Love that MD3. All right, so we got this like pine straw and wood chips that build this up a lot more. So usually where this is low and it gets a good skip, if your disc is a little lower, it's gonna get like slide on this and it doesn't skip as far, but mine had good speed and good angle, so it got up here. But you definitely want to practice putts from back here because they get eaten up a lot more than they used to. And you really want to make this putt if you get here. There it is. All right, hole 7. We are playing a par 4 to hole 8 basket way behind the hill back there. This Mando tree on the left is a Mando right. So it's either a backhand straight shot, maybe some people will throw a roller, or a forehand shot. If you're kind of in the middle or left, you have like a little tunnel. If you're on the right, you might have a hyzer play if you get right enough. So I like to throw a little more stable with the potential to go right. So opposed to going straighter and further. Beat that. See, I'll be way right. That might be too right, but I'll be way right. But I'll have a hyzer play around the right side, which I like. All right, see, this is a bit more of a tricky spot than I would like just because the footing, but that one up there, flat footing, perfect position, hyzer around that tree. Still gonna try a FD3 here, just kind of right over that right side. This could, there we go. Gonna be a little weird because of footing, but try to make it happen here. Get up. I like it. That should be a good putt. As long as you get past the outside of that tree with something overstable that's just gonna come down, should be a pretty solid putt up there. All right, so this is just where I marked my disc for a putt, but we actually went OB long. I guarantee I landed somewhat by the basket and rolled straight down. I didn't get a distance read on it, so maybe it could have been a recluse, but I was just going off of memory. Come on. Oh. And yeah, judging by where that disc landed in the tournament, hopefully I should be getting a little bit further off the tee. That went left right away and got a big skip, so I'll probably be a little bit closer. So I probably will go recluse if that went OB and I felt like it was further back there. But it was also probably just a unlucky roll, overstable disc, bounced straight down, hit the ground, and probably just rolled out. So probably wasn't the worst shot in all honesty. All right, so hole 8 here, we're gonna have a temp tee pad. I think it's right around here, it seems like. The basket is 350-ish, I believe, 350, 40 or something like that. But it's straight. There's a mando left of one of these trees, so you can't throw a backhand hyzer. So it's really like a backhand straight shot or a forehand, you know, kind of flex shot or something at that tree. I'm throwing this Innova DD or PD2 super flat, so I can put it on flex and it kind of holds in that straight line and then it slowly fades out, opposed to like my overstable Calvin will get a big old skip because it's domey and stiff. This thing will hold longer and then just kind of land a little bit more gentle. So I'm just gonna try to throw it low with a little bit of turn. I think ideally I'm going left of that crooked tree, but I'm almost kind of just throwing at it. Oh, that ain't it. I did not line my body up good for that. I was already aiming up the middle of the gap and then I threw it on anhyzer, so of course I pulled it. Yep, that's better. So right at that tree, and am I gonna hit it? Yep, squared it up. That's what happens when you aim at a tree. But I guess I'll try to throw it at it and throw it outside of it, because if you throw it inside and you miss inside, you're probably gonna skip OB, but I'm gonna take that shot. All right, so I just moved my disc up here so I could get some longer practice putts, but once I looked back at the hole from here, it's definitely you wanna go outside of that tree, so I'll throw it out that tree with a little bit more turn, so I could turn outside and come in this little area. Inside, it's way tighter and you have to throw like a perfect flex line, and it's just not the play because you could skip out easy. This way, if you beat it left, then you're out here and you for sure have some type of putt, so I'm gonna commit to that. Weak. Yes, sir. All right, hole 9. I believe this is our hole 9. It's converted into a par 4, so we're playing hole 10 combined with hole 11 left. So it's a forehand or a backhand straight shot playing to the back corner left spot. There's OB left, OB right, Mando right. The one thing you can't do with the forehand is miss left and never come back, because you're re-teeing for 3 and you're just gonna take a bogey or probably a double. So what I'm trying to do is just throw it over the sidewalk instead of the street and smash one and try to get this birdie. Like, that's not that far, but skip. That's gonna be in a weird position because it's right up on that tree, but I'm happy with it. Left is fine, right is fine. Right up on that tree kind of sucks because you might have it in your swing, but left is kind of nice because you could pitch a hyzer. Right is nice because you're just in the middle and you could throw a flat shot. But I mean, first and foremost, just don't go OB left. All right, I landed right in front of a tree. If I'm here in a tournament, I don't really have much, so probably just do a little pitch out sidearm, give my par maybe a putt, but I want to practice for birdie, so I'm just going to take it a little bit right, get a practice shot off. We're like 30 feet ahead of the tee pad and closer to the basket, so where normally I throw a Firebird, now I'm going to throw a mid-range because I'm pretty sure I could get it there with the mid, and it just feels more controllable. So I think I'm going to try to put it even more inside and get right, and then if I'm anywhere around here, it should be just a simple mid-in. The basket's not there, so that's why you don't see it. Like, that should be absolutely perfect. I think that should be within 25 feet or so, maybe a little short, but you know what, that's all right. It also could be parked. We're gonna throw hole 10's tee shot before going to the basket, because otherwise it's a walk back and then go. So it's just like a, I don't know, 280-foot shot with OB right behind Mando left, so it's a forehand or a techie. Backhand, I'm just gonna throw a forehand. The miss is long because you don't want to be putting straight at OB. It's like OB 10 feet behind or something. Whew, that almost went inside. I think it's literally pinned, but I'm trying to play it inside and flat. We have a head right to left wind, so it kind of gets caught up and drops. If you push it left, the OB comes up faster, so I like putting it inside, and if I do miss long, then it's gonna be absolutely parked. Yep, my disc is pinned and I threw it pretty firm with a really overstable disc, so I'm just gonna commit hard, and if I go long, so be it. I'd rather be long than short, but we will practice some putts here. See, that's why you don't want to practice from short. Even when you hit off the band, you go. All right, as you can see, my MD3 is perfectly pin high, pretty much parked 10 feet or so. Birdie, so forehand off the tee, try to get more right, and then MD3 in. There really are just a few holes out here that can give you big numbers. Hole 4 is one of them. This is another one of them. While I can throw the backhand through there, I'm just deciding right now that I'm just gonna throw a forehand recluse through, pitch up, and try to take my par. Even that being high and right, it's fine, it's inbounds. I feel like I'm making this Mando 10 out of 10 times, maybe 9 out of 10 times, but I feel way more confident just throwing the recluse up there, pitching up there, jump putting up for the par, and that's probably gonna get me strokes on the field, to be honest. So this was a little bit leaky and right, but it's still perfectly safe, never had a chance of going out. Just gonna trust the slammer left, try not to go OB right, so kind of throw it at that side and land in the middle, and then hopefully just pitch up for a par. All right, well, that was not it, but we yanked that. But should be able to just pitch up there. I guess you could really just keep it on hyzer. I tried to throw the slammer flat, thinking that I needed to so it wouldn't go be right. If you just throw it up there on hyzer, as long as you hang it out to the left, you'll be fine. All right, so this is our hole 11 or 12, I believe. We just have a straight shot. This isn't a Mando, so you can throw a hyzer, but usually it's a tail left to right wind, so it doesn't swing. So it's really just a straight shot up the middle. I think it's like 300 feet or so. So we'll try MD3 here. Heads up, guys. I'm throwing right up the middle here. You guys should be good, but yeah. Maybe if you could just peel off to the right for like 10 seconds while I throw, just so you're not. Should be fine there though. Yep, so just like that, right up the middle, nice and smooth. I think that should be solid, so should be a putt. All right, I don't see a mark for the basket out here, but I know it's around here somewhere, kind of just in the middle, not too far from this tee pad, so this should be a solid shot. Just kind of throw one flat, get a putt, make your putt. All right, so hole 13, you can see the basket through this little crevice here. It's usually a head to left to right, so you really just want to take something stable, throw it flat, let it go straight. There's kids up by the basket, so I honestly might just not throw it because there's a lot of kids around and I kind of need to finish this. All right, so hole 14, we got a double Mando hole. If you know the short pin, like just under that tree limb, it's probably 50 feet down. It's normal 16's normal pin long. So you're good, you're good. It's 16 long, so instead of throwing a fairway overstable or a mid, I'm throwing a distance driver. We have a strong left to right now, so it tempts me into throwing my really overstable PD2 opposed to my slightly straighter one, just so that way I could get the flex and come out of it. So I'm gonna try that, kind of push that right side with a good amount of turn, throw it decently hard. That's a lot lower than I wanted, but that's probably really good. We're gonna try to give it a little bit more height just so I don't risk hitting the ground. Yeah, that's better. It's probably a little short and right, but I still like the height more. All right, yeah, so checks out. The green one's short right, like 35, 40 feet. This white one, about 28 feet, so that one's a little further. But maybe I'll go with the green one, but turn it a little bit more, just so that way it goes a little bit further. And then almost try to miss left, because it's gonna come back at the end with this left to right. Oh, Oh, come on, so consistent. All right, hole 15 here, another classic Lamy tournament hole. Usually there's no mando, but there's gonna be a mando left of this tree, so you have to throw a tight flex line. A lot of the times, the mistake I see people making is hitting that tree or hitting the fence and literally popping up and going OB over it. So the basket is straight kind of in those trees. So I'm really just trying to aim at that fence and really just commit to turning the disc and missing right, because if you hit that fence, it really does just pop it up, and they like to go OB. See, so I started it at the fence, but I committed to a lot of turn. That was even more inside than I wanted, but I went up there, hit the fence. I think it should be in the circle if it didn't get a bad roll. All right, so we hit the fence and kind of just maybe got a little roll, but we have a good putt. The basket's a little further than I thought. I thought it was gonna be around here, so I could definitely throw it a little bit harder, but we'll take a putt on this hole. It is OB left behind that fence, and I've found it before, so you also wanna make sure to turn it so it doesn't skip out of there. This would be a good birdie though, with how this hole's positioned with the mando and everything. Oh boy. All right, let's practice this comebacker, because this is very realistic. If you miss this putt, and you just gotta make these. Oh, no sir. Get that hand extended, boy. All right, hole 16. The basket is up to the right. There's a mando left, so I like to throw a little bit, you know, it's not flippy, but a little bit straighter than my beefiest destroyer, so I don't mess with the mando right. Put it on a touch of hyzer and just kind of skip it gently in there, because there is a pretty good slope up there. My aiming point is just that tree to fade in right inside of that big tree. Just like that, even if it's just around it. Yep, right in front of it, and that should be circle one. All right, so came just inside of this tree. Looks like it got a good skip, is parked right under the basket. This is one we definitely want to capitalize on. It's a really tough backhand hole, so the backhand players are going to struggle, and the forehand players really want to get a stroke here because it's very forehand friendly hole. All right, so hole 17, super tough hole. We're playing a par 4 to 18's basket. I believe it's OB right of this creek or the gutter. So you want to just throw a forehand or a backhand hyzer out there and give yourself a shot. Ideally, if you could clear the path long, that's going to be better, but it's, you know, with the backhand risking turning it over right, my forehand and shoulder is kind of feeling it right now, so I'm just going to throw a backhand to save it for this weekend, but I'm probably going to be throwing a forehand here. Oh, that was not good. That just turned. Honestly, came out of the hand good. It just, I kind of just turned it. We have a pretty steep headwind right now too. There's chaos going on with dogs all around here. But yeah, just throw a hyzer out there, forehand or backhand, and then you'll have a shot up to the green. All right, so there is a birdie played to the basket here. It's a double mando, so you're risking getting a bogey for sure, but if you could put it around here, you're pretty close to normal 18's tee pad. If you could get it up there, even better. From here, to be honest, I'm probably laying up, but I'm gonna practice a go for it shot with a flippy disc. Just throw it at the left mando. Yeah, that's gone. I think it barely just missed the right mando. I completely pulled it off my line, but we'll try another shot with the berry here, but start it more left. That's better. So if I'm closer, I feel pretty confident with that shot, but If I'm all the way back here, it feels like it's not the best play. Finishing a round, we'll see how I'm positioned in the round. If I'm shooting a good round, I'll probably lay up. If I need the stroke, then I'll probably go for it, but. Would not mind just pitching it up and taking a par here either. All right, so I was pretty far back, and my Mando make and my Mando miss were the same distance. So if I get any closer, then I'll have a good go for it shot. I wouldn't mind a par, but I think this shot is pretty doable. Let's see if we could close it out with a good putt here. It's crazy weather right now. It's super cloudy, windy, and a bit cold. Left side. There she is. That was a really good practice round though. I'm not gonna play hole 18. It's an island shot from right over there, downhill. I think it plays, or I think it is like 350, but probably plays only like 320-ish. I throw an overstable sidearm distance driver, probably a PD2, out to the left on hyzer, something overstable that's not gonna go be left like I did last year to finish my tournament. But yeah, just throw something overstable out there. Throw it in the island. It's a pretty big island, so it should be hard to miss. Or throw a straight putter or mid out there, land it soft, get your putt. But yeah, that's it. Thanks for watching, guys. We'll see you in the next one. Hopefully I could get a lakeside video out. I'm not sure if I'm gonna be too busy this week, but I'm gonna try to get that for you guys. If not, thanks for watching and good luck to all the players in the tournament.